On my left side, we have the 2019 Veloster N, and on my right side is my 2018 limited edition Ford Focus RS. So, for today's video, we're gonna do a quick test drive on both of those. I'm going to drive the Veloster N and see how it handles, how it drives, and what I like the most about it. And then we're gonna talk to the owner, what he likes about his own car, and then the owner of the Veloster N will be driving my 2018 Ford Focus RS. We're gonna take it for a drive, see how he likes it, and I'll explain some things that I like about this car. For today's video, I'd like to thank Dan, the owner of the Veloster N, for coming out in -13 here in Toronto, and that's degrees, not Fahrenheit. And unfortunately, we can't do a drive versus to versus because it is cold. Both cars are on winter tires, and this is front wheel drive, which is not fair to drive it against this one, which is all wheel drive. But again, for today, we're just gonna do a short comparison on what we like about those two cars. So, first we're gonna drive the Veloster N, and this is Dan. Dan, appreciate this, man. Thank you so much. It's -13 around here. We're in the middle of somewhere, but I can't tell you where because we're just going to go a bit faster. Anyhow, show me a bit about the car because I'm completely new to this, my first time.
All right, so obviously you've got all the main navigation buttons for your AV unit here. You've got the heated seats, heated steering wheel.
Is this touchscreen?
It is touchscreen, yep.
Nice.
You've got your little N-mode screen, which shows you all of your, gives you like a lap timer, G-force meter.
Amazing.
Shows your boost, power, torque, all of that. And also, if you go further in here, oh, the car needs to be on for that, but
okay.
It,
start it out
yeah, go ahead.
Because it's kind of cold anyway.
Yeah, it's freezing today. So if you go into the custom section, this will actually let you customize the second N-mode option. So there's two N or performance modes.
Sorry, just bear with me for a second. Just want to make sure it's recording. Yeah, we're just getting that. Okay.
So there's two N modes in addition to all the regular drive modes like Eco, Sport, Normal. The first one basically turns all the options basically full stiff, full hard, loud, and for track driving. The second N mode, if you press the flag button here again, will actually toggle N custom mode. And in that mode, you can actually choose to customize every option that is adjustable on the car. For example, the exhaust, the LSD. If you go into the chassis section, you can adjust the steering, the steering feel, the weight of it, the magnetic adjustable dampers, and even the traction control and stability control. So this actually has a very intuitive stability control system. Not like most of the other ones that are very intrusive.
Okay.
From the reviews and things I was reading online, they tuned it specifically so that it would not trigger the traction control and limit the power on the carousel on the Nürburgring. So it's pretty good. You could probably
pretty advanced.
Yeah, it's very good in that sense. You can probably leave it on during your track day, and you probably wouldn't really notice it was there too much.
Amazing.
And then obviously you've got,
just a regular phone connection.
all the other stuff here. You can customize a few things here, but that's the most important ones.
Amazing. And you have navigation system as well?
No, so the Canadian model doesn't actually come with GPS navigation.
Okay.
It does obviously have Apple CarPlay and Android
so
Auto
you don't
as well,
need it,
so you don't really need it.
I don't use mine either. Like I just use my phone because it has the iPhone connectivity. I don't know, I forgot the name of it. Apple Care or something? Apple
CarPlay.
CarPlay, yes. Yeah. I connected to that and automatically shows me all the apps in it, so which is pretty good.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I use Google a lot, Google Maps. I find it a bit more than that. But anyhow, so the steering wheel feels really nice, very smaller compared to the RS. Doesn't have the flat bottom as the RS does, but it still feels really nice, very grabby. Like it's pretty amazing. The only thing so far, the seats are not as sort of like the same as mine, because mine are to keep you in tight.
Yeah, the bolsters are a bit more aggressive.
On that. So, but this feels nice, especially for long trips. This will be much better than mine. The sitting position, it's pretty low because mine is so high, as I showed you, because the seat can go lower than what it is. And these are not power seats; they're just manual, right?
Correct. Yeah. Okay. So the passenger side's full manual. The driver side is almost full manual. The only thing it has electric on it is the lumbar support adjustment.
Okay, yeah, I can feel it on the side here.
Yeah.
The buttons, and then just the standards. You got the heated seats and heated steering wheel.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, the only way to change your settings in here to drive into sport is you have to go on the touch screen. There's no actual button that you can press, or is just this one here?
That's so the drive modes are here. This will cycle between normal, sport, and eco. And then the flag button on the right is for the N functionality. So you got N regular and then N custom, where you can actually change all the settings there, like I was saying.
Okay. Just to add to that, Dan actually works for Hyundai Canada, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you're a customer, so you got the price of a customer probably, but it's good because that means you like the company and you like the car.
Yeah.
So
it's funny because if you would have asked me, before this car was announced or had come out, or I had a chance to drive it, if I would ever own a Hyundai, I probably would have said no. No, but they've come a long way. This car completely changed my mind. I was blown away. I drove in 2008 BMW M3 sedan in E90.
Amazing, my favorite.
And I had it. It was Interlagos blue. I had it modified. Like it looked amazing. It drove amazing.
V8 to half cylinders, pretty much.
Yes, exactly.
You have like 4 cylinders in here.
But that car was, well, I do a lot of driving for work. I drive probably 30 to 40,000 kilometers a year.
Wow.
So a V8 M3 is a little brutal on the wallet when you're driving
definitely,
that much. So.
Definitely. Okay, so first we're gonna drive it into normal mode. First of all, the clutch pedal, it's so easy and smooth. This is a short handbrake. It's just a little. Mine goes all the way down.
Oh, yeah.
It's very deep. You'll see the difference. Okay. That's this. There's a lot of rumbling noise coming out of that thing. So you haven't modified this at all, or just a few mods you mentioned?
So I actually have put some chassis bracing on it. I have the front strut bar, the rear trunk stiffening bar, and a few of subframe braces.
Okay, but nothing major on the engine.
Just I do have a JB4 module in it.
Okay.
And so right now I have a custom tune on it for that I've been working on. Other than that, it's stock.
It gives you, when you need to shift, the shift bar, I guess?
Yeah, it has shift lights at the top, yeah.
Okay, that's a plus for the Veloster. A minus for the RS, you just have to buy that separately. Okay, the driving experience, especially the suspension, very smooth. Very smooth. It's very bumpy here, you don't feel it much.
Yeah.
I see the difference in this. So now we're in regular mode. Let me see.
Oh no, we're actually in N custom mode.
Oh, is it N?
Right now, yeah. So if you press the drive mode button on the left, you'll be in normal. There you go.
Normal. Okay, so let's see. This is the normal. Not very loud inside. You don't hear the road sound noise as much. I like that. And the steering wheel is very okay. It's not as nimble as my RS, but okay, yeah, it's good. Doesn't react very as fast. This is power steering, right?
It actually has electric power steering.
Okay.
And it's mounted on the rack instead of in the column to get a bit better feel, supposedly. You'll actually feel the steering stiffen up when you're in N mode as well.
Of course. This is quick. This is actually quick.
Yeah. Not bad for a Hyundai.
Yes, absolutely not bad for a Hyundai. Sorry, just need to fix this for a bit.
No problem.
This is quick, man. Okay, let's put this on N mode.
All right, so that'll be the one on the right.
Sport.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're in sport. Let's see the downshift into this. Hyundai says that this produces 275 horsepower, right?
Correct.
Okay. Of course, numbers are different if you take them to a dyno, but I guess they do their own dyno in a different way to get those numbers. In sport, I do feel the steering wheel to be stiffer, of course. What I love so far, it's the shifter is very light, and the gap between shifting is not very small. Mine is very tight.
Oh yeah.
When you're shifting. Okay, let's just turn around. We can do a U-turn here. And of course, it's a better steering angle than mine. You're gonna suffer with mine, because mine it's very much, if you've driven a Mitsubishi Evo 7, it's exactly the same. If you try to do a U-turn in the middle of the road, you can't.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, it's you can go to the end of the road. This is very good. Very nice, man.
And you're not even in N mode yet.
Oh, what was it?
You're in sport. So if you want to go in N mode, you hit the flag button on the right.
Okay.
So the first one, like
switching.
I said, is the regular. So everything's full stiff. You can feel it right away.
Oh my God! That
Yeah.
went to so bumpy.
Yeah, it's the suspension can go really stiff on this car.
And that RPM thing just sounded so good. It's okay. So now we're in N mode. So basically, right now you have stiffer suspension, stiffer steering wheel, and you're basically.
It changes the tune a bit, so now it'll pop and bang more as well.
I absolutely love the display in here. Dashboard, the screen here, and that something that I miss in the RS, because it's very mechanical. The boost bar is there and all that. It's the old style. I like that too, but this is giving you sort of like technology advance, and you can see here oil temperature, torque, turbo boost as well. Is that?
Yeah, that's boost and PSI,
the boost the PSI as well.
You can see how the suspension is a bit harsh for normal driving and full stiff.
Oh, that pop. Oh yeah, it is stiff. It is stiff.
I usually use the N custom mode, and I put the suspension on normal, because otherwise it's brutal.
Very bumpy, right?
Yeah.
Like it becomes. Oh, that you can.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try the brakes. Okay, they're pretty good. We don't have Brembo brakes on this. There's just one single piston in the front and single in the back, right?
It's 2 piston in the front, I believe.
Two?
Single in the back. Yeah,
Single
vented discs all around, and it's actually the same brakes as a K5 Kia Optima in Europe, I believe.
Okay.
So it's all OEM parts from the Hyundai group.
This is pretty nice, man. It's pretty quick.
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked.
It surprises a lot of people.
Yeah, it's it's pretty quick. I mean, 275. This is under 3,400 pounds of weight, or
it's actually around 29. It's just over 2,900 pounds. 2,900
pounds of weight, and that's very light. I actually enjoyed this. You know, it's a Hyundai.
I know, right?
It's a Hyundai.
It's hard to believe.
It's hard to believe. I love the interior. Very good. It's not cheap quality. It's not luxury style, but again, it's a sports car. I love the steering wheel. I find a bit slippery kind of thing. It's not quite there as grabby as mine. But it's very light, and you can use it. You can turn in the middle of the road. You don't have to worry about like mine. You have to go back and do a reverse. I love the shifting part here. It's very easy for day-to-day driving. Yes. Mine, it's very stiff, and at the same time, very little gap in between gears. That I like. I like the brakes. Very good with brakes, surprisingly, even though they're not Brembo brakes. They're doing a great job. The sitting position here, it's perfect. For me, for being a tall person, I'm 6'2", so it's pretty good. I love the fact that you can drive this on a long trip and you don't have to worry about the sitting position because you can stretch your legs.
Yeah.
I find that hard with myself. There's one thing, I don't feel the same torque as I do on mine. The kick that you get on mine at 3,000, 4,000 RPM, it's so much better and so much higher. This, you get that kick at 5,000 RPM and up.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? And when I'm shifting from first to second and third, and as the RPM is going up, the shifter, the lights for the shifting there doesn't show up the second one till you go to 5,000 RPM. And 6,000. So that's one thing. It's pretty quick when you're at 60 kilometers and you want to push it to 120. It goes pretty fast.
Yeah.
But again, it's winter. It's a front wheel drive. We have winter tires. So it's not the perfect time to do a review as far as the performance on the road. So anyways, we're gonna move to my next, to my RS and see how you like it. Okay. So now we're in my car and I'm going to show you a bit around. So first of all, it is touch screen in there. It's the regular, you got the phone stuff, navigation system, you can connect it to your phone. Settings over here is just basically for, not necessarily for the car. It's very manual, as I said to you. There's not much of technology compared to your Veloster N. So the drive modes are here. Okay. The heated seats, the same as yours, heated steering wheel in here. The buttons in there, you can't change it. The speed mode, you can't change it into sport from there. You have to change it from here. Oh, yeah. And then you have regular mode. You got sport, track, and drift. So we're gonna try into normal. So normal, you're just basically normal driving. There's not much of, like, there's still power, but not as good. So the steering wheel is lighter. You feel the difference. The other thing is that all the other controls, as I said to your manual, they're over there. You got the oil temperature, the boost, and then you got the oil level as well in there. It's going to show you. It doesn't have that shifting light that you have, as I mentioned, so it's very different, but it does have the flat steering wheel in here, and this is very grippy. So
it's definitely a lot grippier than my steering wheel.
You can feel that. And here you have the handbrake, so if you lower the handbrakes all the way down, it's not, yours has a very small gap, right? To reverse on this, I don't know if yours has the same, but you basically pull this up and it has a backup camera, and you're into that, right? So that's and then the first, second, fifth, so 6 gears, same as yours. So what else do I need to show you? And yep, that's pretty much, and then all that for the radio and all that stuff is basic. The other thing as well is that if you want to switch your suspension system to make it stiffer on the side, that button over there, if you hold it for like 2 seconds, there you go. So that's a horrible way to drive the car. I'm just telling you, so you can turn it off for now.
All right, yeah, let's do that.
So there you go. So let's go in and see how you like this.
All right. So right away, the clutch feels definitely a lot different than mine.
Right? Is it stiffer? Like
it is stiffer, yeah. It's stiffer, and the engagement point seems a bit shorter as well. It's funny, in normal mode, actually, yours sounds better than mine in normal mode, I think.
And I'll tell you why, because he has a sound machine that does that. I don't know about yours.
So mine actually has that. I removed it because I hate those things.
Okay, so that makes sense. This one has that. Okay. I didn't know till I think about 7 months ago, I found out that he actually had. I kind of felt it that he had because I could feel it in here. Yeah. From like the speaker, yeah. So, but some people have changed it. They say that it's a huge difference when you change it. Okay.
Otherwise, the ride feels fairly similar. I see how you see it's a bit more stiff than mine in normal mode for sure.
You can feel the road. Yeah. As you're driving.
You feel all the cracks, all the bumps in the road. Okay. I see what you mean. Yours definitely has more torque down low. Whereas mine, it carries the power throughout, like the top end of the power band, basically. Interesting. Alright. So when we switch into
So you drive, yeah, you can switch into go to sport and then that.
All right. Oh, right away I felt the throttle position, the throttle sensitivity changed right away. So is the suspension stiffer in sport
Nope,
mode?
not yet.
Okay.
If you want to get it stiffer, just hold that button on the side that I showed you, and then you're gonna get it stiffer. And now we're gonna dance.
All right, let's see. Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's pretty. You feel like oh my god, like, yeah. I feel like vomiting when I do that because
I gotta turn that off actually.
it's not enjoyable,
No.
but it's great for track.
I would imagine, yeah.
It's great for track because it keeps you on the road, right, and it keeps the car leveled at the same time.
Yeah. So does yours? I forgot to mention actually. Mine actually has rev matching. I had it turned off in the custom mode because you can change the setting for that. Yours doesn't have that. Yours is just strict manual everything.
Nope, there's no.
I see.
As I said to you, this is raw machine.
Yeah. Definitely feels like it.
Very mechanical, and that's what I like about it. Now you're gonna be careful when you do a U-turn because you will need you will need space to turn. It's not the nicest when it comes to do turn. Yeah. Like in my parking lot, I live in an apartment building, and I'm very lucky that the person in front into the right actually leaves a bit of space for me so that I can come out. Otherwise, I have to sort of reverse, so not to scratch my car.
Alright, let's see. Yeah, a lot of all-wheel drive cars are like that though. They don't have a very good turning radius.
No, I don't know why they did it, but I guess
I might
I
just
don't know.
have to. I'll do it that way. I think I'll
Sure.
go across that island over there. Turn into the street there.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You needed so much space on that too.
Yeah.
Push it, go for it.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
I
want you to experience it. That's the whole point. Try the brakes.
Oh yeah, the brakes are a lot more touchy than my car. You can definitely feel those Brembos.
How many kilometers do you have on yours?
I have just over 5,500, I believe.
Oh, so mine has like 12,000, 1,200.
Yeah.
12,000.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's try.
You have more pistons as well in there. You got more pressure into that, so that's why they're touchy at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, the pickup down low is really good.
It has torque at the low RPMs. That's the thing. That's what I like about this, because you're driving 30 kilometers and 40 kilometers, for example, you want to spin, like it goes so fast.
Yeah.
And then the takeoff on this is so good.
You don't have to worry about traction.
No, not at
like
all.
I do.
It's all-wheel drive. If you want, let's just do into track.
Sure.
And then press OK.
Okay, so now it's got...
Yeah, now we got the suspension activated as well to get it stiffer. So it's time to dance with this. It puts you on your seat, right?
Yeah, not bad.
And it is bouncy.
Yeah, this is,
I actually feel like vomiting. Jesus. Ooh. I avoid doing that because of that. I've tried into even in paved like really nice roads, it's still like that.
Yeah, that's brutal. I thought mine was bad, but I see what you mean. My stomach's kind of after that little bump there. But other than the, I don't know, like the two actually feel somewhat similar though.
Similar, right?
Yeah.
They're hatchbacks. That's the thing too.
Sense. I think it would have been amazing if they would have made the N all-wheel drive.
Yes.
I think that would have just been like
perfect.
Absolute perfection.
Get some like 300 wheel horsepower on that thing, and you're a rocket.
Yeah.
300 to 400 wheel horsepower, you're definitely a rocket. The beautiful thing about this car as well is that you can take it to Mountune. I don't know if you've heard of them. They basically do performance parts for Focus RS and other Ford cars, and you can get these tunes, I believe, to like 500 horsepower without voiding the warranty.
Seriously?
Yes, they have I actually spoke to one of them, and they said that they have certain packages for the RS without voiding the warranty. So if you have a problem, Ford can come back to you and say it's because you modified it. Like with other companies, you do that.
Yeah. Like with mine, for example, I'm sure if they found out I did anything to it,
you're gone. So with that, you can call them up and just get basically any package they have, and they'll tell you which one will cover you under the warranty.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So the guy that I bought the car from had the same one but in red and had a blue one. He had done the same thing with mount tune, and it was pretty quick. Wow. It was very quick. I mean, you got 400 wheel horsepower almost into an all-wheel drive. That's a rocket right there.
Yeah, that's crazy. But
you can feel. Oh God,
I noticed. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna probably turn that off because otherwise we're not gonna make it through the rest of the drive.
No, but, it's like you feel like vomiting. It's pretty. It's not for daily drive. No, it's only for track.
Not. Yeah. But I did notice actually. I was surprised because when we revved it up and I was listening from outside, it was actually popping like a decent amount. But compared to my car, you can't hear it like pop. Like it doesn't backfire when you shift.
No,
as much as mine.
No, so the only way to do that is if you are, so if you're on third gear, for example, downshift and don't brake.
And don't brake.
And don't brake. Just downshift right away and don't. There you go.
Okay.
You heard that?
Yeah.
So that's actually bad for the clutch. But if you want to get those pops like that, and at the same time, what you can do is really get it high RPM on first gear, and then shift right away in the second will pop right away. I've noticed that. And the good thing is that you learn. The beautiful thing about reviewing your own car is that you learn so much for it.
Yeah.
Like if I get a normal car and review it, I won't be able to say as many things as like I say with mine. But with this, I've learned so much about. It's almost a year now, and I've learned all the weak points and the good points as well, strong points. But I love this thing, like, and I feel that it could be a long-term car for me.
Yeah, like especially when you're in normal mode, it's easily, you know, you could drive this long distances. I mean, maybe my threshold's a bit different than most people, but I'm used to driving, you know, borderline race cars every day. But I could see a normal person, you know, living with this thing every day for sure.
But it depends on your size as a person as well. You're a bit shorter than I am and smaller in a structure, so for you will be fine, but for me I'm very tight right now. I have bigger shoulders, bigger body structure. It's the truth. This is not, it's not a, you know, it's what it is. Like I'm a bigger person, taller, so it's different. So if you're like a smaller person, this is perfect. Shorter, I would say, it's easy to even if you are like built, you'd still enjoy this car because it's perfect for you. But I still don't mind it at all, to be honest. As long as I don't put that one suspension to sport, I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah, no, I'm actually enjoying this quite a bit though.
How much do you get on gas on yours? Full tank, for example.
Full tank, so it's a 50-liter tank. Mixed driving, highway and city. I'd say maybe 60% highway, 40% city driving. I get
MPG?
About 9 to 10 liters per 100 kilometers, which I don't remember the exact calculation. I think
how much do you get on a full tank?
Full tank will usually get me about 500 kilometers.
500 kilometers.
That's driving, you know, non-conservatively, but also not like a maniac all the time. So
it's very similar to mine. I did mine on a took it to Philadelphia, long trip. We did on a full tank, and I did this on purpose. I kept it at 110 kilometers an hour. We got about 600 kilometers on a full tank. And good thing is that down there gas is cheap. It cost me $38 to fill it up. So that's pretty good. I for a car like that. Then on the way back, I did 120 all the time, and I got about 540.
Oh wow! So quite a big difference. Same as mine actually. Yeah, the threshold between like 110 and 120 and even 130, which is even more drastic in my car, you'll get probably the same, close to like 60 or 80 kilometer difference on a tank.
Okay.
Yeah, on highway driving.
That's not bad.
So I'm surprised. I thought this would be a lot worse on gas, considering it's all-wheel drive.
It's not. Everybody have said actually the same thing. People have said the same thing. And they're like, oh, it's bad on gas because all-wheel drive. It's actually not. It's pretty good. And I love the fact that it's all-wheel drive, especially where we live.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you know, with the snow and minus temperature. I had a great day, man. I really
this is
did.
awesome.
This was pretty good, and unfortunately, it is. You can park right beside it. Unfortunately, you know, it is like minus 13 or so, but we still got a chance to enjoy the cars. I like the way your car looks. I like the way the exterior looks and the interior. So anyways, this was it for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to follow Dan, the Instagram account, the link will be in the description box, and at the same time you can follow me on Instagram because we're posting some nice pictures of both cars. And thanks for watching, Dan. Appreciate this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.